Total War Warhammer arrives on PC on May 24th, and with it, the Creative Assembly's long-running series will be swapping its historical trappings for a rich fantasy setting. If you're excited to command a cavalcade of spectral riders or to fire a goblin from a giant catapult, but are totally clueless about Total War, then we have you covered. Here's IGN's top 6 tips for Total War newbies. The troop deployment phase of each skirmish can be considered the calm before the storm. Use this time to scope out the lay of the land and deploy your troops in a starting formation, placing your units in tactical locations in order to maximize their potential.
Yes!
Fast-moving cavalry can take up flanking positions, and those with a vanguard ability can even begin behind enemy lines for a surprise attack. Group your units to make them easier to wield in the heat of battle.
Moving out, sir!
And use the terrain to your advantage. But remember, while hills and trees make for excellent cover, your own ranged units need a clear line of sight too. After all, they cannot hit what they cannot see. The winds of magic blow throughout the old world of Total War Warhammer, fueling the powerful mystical abilities of fearsome sorcerers and legendary heroes alike. Utilize your spellcaster's powerful magics to hinder your enemy's most terrifying beasts, cause panic in the ranks of infantry, or to lay waste to entire units' lower level foes. Also be aware of the level of your winds of magic and how quickly it's recharging so you can harness its power at a moment's notice. Used right, the winds of magic can help to turn the tide of battle with a well-timed buff to your troops or a well-placed vortex to devastate your enemy's army. In order to recruit, train, and maintain a formidable fighting force on the battlefield, it's necessary to see to the efficient running of your empire.
Bring me to my men!
Take time to study the campaign map and construct buildings in your settlements and provinces that will aid your war efforts. Bear in mind that peace can also be profitable, so look to your neighbours for trade opportunities or to fill gaps in your available resources.
It is good to see fellow sons of the Empire this day.
Of course, in Total War Warhammer, peace is only ever fleeting, and you should always be prepared to defend your borders, or where diplomacy fails,
Suck off!
to take what you need by force. Sometimes, no matter how well prepared you might be, battles can escalate more quickly than you're ready for. In times such as these, strategic use of the pause button can give you room to breathe and reassess your options. Playing on normal difficulty, commands can be issued to troops while the battle is paused, and so calling a temporary halt to proceedings can give you time to regroup before planning your next moves. While you're at it, pausing the action also gives you a chance to get up close and personal to study some of the game's ugliest, most terrifying or outright awesome units. The lords and heroes of Total War Warhammer are not some precious hands-off generals who have forgotten what it is to go toe-to-toe with the enemy. These legendary units are some of the most powerful the game has to offer and should be used accordingly. Spend skill points to upgrade their abilities and stand them shoulder to shoulder with their troops, where they'll provide a leadership buff to those around them and help boost morale and battle prowess. Likewise, taking out the enemy lord will dent the confidence of the enemy army, making it more likely they'll turn and flee like the craven dogs they are. If you're to be victorious in your efforts to conquer the old world for the good of man, dwarf, orc, or vampire kind, you'll need to learn to identify the right tool for the job. Knowing where and when to deploy a diplomatic word, a unit of demigryph knights, an arachnorak spider, or a magical vortex is key to becoming a successful ruler. Sometimes cunning and strategy will be necessary to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. At others, a well-struck trade agreement will bolster the fortunes of your empire. Every now and then, though, the only solution is to strap on a pair of wings, climb into a catapult, and deliver high-velocity justice to those that dare to oppose you.